Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise, get straight to the core insights.
I'm glad to be here.
Today, we're plunging into something really interesting. It's called Pioneers of Pi Network Indonesia, a declaration of unity.
Hey, it caught my eye too.
So our source material, it's basically excerpts from this, well, solemn declaration. It comes from a group calling themselves We, the Pioneers of Pi Network Indonesia, and they're united under something called the Great Family of Rumah Pi Nusantara, or RPN.
RPM.
And our mission, really, is to unpack what this declaration tells us. It's this weird intersection, digital communities meeting national aspirations.
It is a bit strange on the surface.
Think about it. A group linked to a digital currency, like Pi Network, making this big statement about serving their country, building the nation. What does that actually mean?
Well, the first thing that jumps out is who's making the statement. It's not like a political group or your usual NGO. It's specifically we, the pioneers of Pi Network Indonesia. And that name, Rumah Pi Nusantara. That's significant. Rumah is home, right?
Right, home.
And Nusantara, that often refers to the whole Indonesian archipelago. It suggests something really deep-rooted, almost traditional for what we think of as a digital group.
So when they say they solemnly declare, it hits differently.
Exactly. It sounds less like a press release and more like a pledge, a serious commitment.
And that commitment comes through loud and clear in their first point. They state that we, as the generation of Indonesia, rise and unite to serve Indonesia. Now, hold on. This is a group formed around a global digital network, something we often think of as borderless, maybe even apolitical.
Correct.
And they're explicitly talking about national service. I mean, that's pretty remarkable, isn't it?
It really is. It challenges that whole idea. This isn't just about, tapping a button on your phone to mine crypto.
No.
They're framing their participation, their existence as a group, as serving Indonesia directly.
So how does that work? How does being part of Pi Network translate to national service in their view?
Well, Pi Network's big thing is its accessibility, mobile first. Millions globally can participate. It's created this huge grassroots community. But what seems to be happening here in Indonesia is they're focusing that collective energy inward towards a national goal.
So the network itself becomes a vehicle.
Potentially, yeah. Maybe they see their collective effort within Pi as a way to contribute not just about individual gain, but national development.
And they double down on that, don't they? Their second point.
They do. It builds right on the first. They say, we are ready to build a prosperous, strong, and thriving Indonesia.
Okay, so it's not just a vague we serve. It's active, constructive. They want to build something.
Prosperity, strength, thriving. These are big nation-level ambitions.
Which leads to the big question, I guess. How does a digital community, one based around a cryptocurrency, actually do that? How do they contribute to national prosperity and strength?
And that's the fascinating puzzle here for you, the listener, to really think about. You've got this group born from a global digital phenomenon tying itself directly to these very concrete nationalistic developmental goals.
Right. Usually we think nation building means roads, schools, maybe policy.
Exactly. Traditional stuff. But these pioneers seem to be suggesting that digital engagement, the unity of their network, maybe even the future potential of the Pi ecosystem locally, that this can be part of the equation.
Building digital infrastructure, maybe. Or fostering local economies using Pi.
Could be. Or perhaps it's even simpler, like the power of shared purpose that a project like this can create. It shows a really new potential model where these digital groups act almost like agents for national development.
It's a remarkable bridge they're trying to build, isn't it?
Okay.
Between the digital global world and a very specific national identity.
Absolutely. For ages, we've seen digital currencies as sort of detached global things.
Yeah, outside the usual systems.
But this is a powerful example of grounding it right back into national identity and service.
So what we've unpacked here is this really surprising fusion. A global digital movement getting channeled by its local pioneers into these very specific, ambitious national goals for Indonesia.
It definitely makes you rethink the role these communities can play.